reaping the benefits of being one of the first to get into college pickleball and having some backups, having depth that they can bring multiple teams to tournaments. And we'll see if that affords them a victory here in the semifinals.
So we are underway, and that is no. And Sing-Sack serving in the white for Virginia. For the University of Florida, it's Martina Sunston and Laura Falcedo-Font. In the royal blue and the navy blue, respectively.
For Florida to get here, they actually beat the UVA 2 team. What a shot.
Strong start from Virginia. Sing-Sank, I think, needed it. She is such a high-caliber player, Derek. The first couple games I watched her play today, I didn't think was her best. You don't notice because she's so high level. But this is the Lorelei Sing-Sank we're used to seeing. That is off the paddle of Martina Sunston.
Yeah, I've actually played a couple tournaments with Lorelei, and I agree. She's a very strong player.
She actually won the open division of a tournament we hosted here. Not a collegiate tournament. It was the opener pro division of the Pickleball Resolution back in January. Her and Sarah Hua won the open division on the women's side. An impressive performance. Has been impressive thus far for the women of Virginia. They're coming out swinging here.
Yeah, and more importantly, swinging inside the blue. They're hitting on all cylinders at the moment for UVA. Florida needs to stop desperately.
And don't get it.
And timeout.
Well, we saw this a little bit last night. Florida had to survive their own dream breaker to be here against NC State, and that one went down to the wire as well, but it was kind of decided in the women's singles, the matchups that were chosen on the rosters there, Derek, and you can kind of see that maybe this is where this Florida team is a little bit susceptible against a team like Virginia in this women's match, and thus far we're seeing that.
Yeah, I expect UVA to pretty easily win most of these matches. Florida, actually, they're missing their two best guys. Their two pro players, Django and Jack Foster.
Yeah, and Django is kind of a folk hero here in Richmond. He was up here at the Body Armor 804 Open, which Derek is too humble to let you know he and partner Tim Cass won last summer. But that was a loaded field. Django was up here and had a huge cheering section. But absolutely they're following some professional aspirations this weekend, usually atop the Florida program. But Florida's deep too, and that's why they're here in the semifinals, just like Virginia is. But Virginia, you can kind of see they got to that dream breaker against Miami, won it, and they're like, all right, let's go play like Virginia. Generous call by Vivian. I think that was actually out, but you can't call those tight ones when you're up 8-0.
Yeah, it seems a little bit unwritten rule there in terms of how the game is supposed to be played.
Oh, a couple of beautiful angles during that point from Lorelei.
It's the first game we've seen so far on this broadcast where you can see that the talent level isn't the same as it has been in our previous UNC and Clemson games.
Now, as I was saying earlier, Florida beat UVA's 2 team to get here, and they did that in 3 games.
And this is UVA number 1. UVA so deep, as we were talking about. To Derek's point, had 2 teams in the quarterfinals playing this morning. Had they actually UVA 2 beaten Florida, it would have been UVA on UVA crime, 1 versus 2. Not the case, as Martina unable to pick that one out, and we'll switch ends as UVA gets to 11 first. 11-2 for the Who's women's double, getting semifinal number 2 started here at Performance Pickleball RVA. This is the Virginia DUPR Super Regional.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours. Because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
11-2 for Virginia, and quickly make it 12-2 as a misfire on the serve return. So 12-2 for Virginia. And again, the women from Florida, both with interesting backgrounds. That was Font, the Spanish player, fifth-year PhD student down in Gainesville, majoring in biomedical sciences. Very impressive young lady. She played Division I tennis at Florida Gulf Coast, but now picking up pickleball, going for that postgraduate degrees, as it were.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of the trend, certainly from the tennis perspective. If you don't see there being a long future in that, hey, let's go for this pickleball thing and maybe even develop a stronger program because of her presence. She's playing with a freshman, a first-year student at Florida named Martina Sunston.
Martina Sunston from Tonsberg, Norway. She's been a Floridian since she's been 12. Moved to Florida at the age of 12, now representing the home state Gators. And on the body of Noel. And right back at you.
Such an interesting set of emotional characteristics between Font and Sunston as well. Sunston's she just smiles all the time, gets through it, and Font is very fiery, very Spanish, if you like, in the way that she reacts and plays the game.
Very tactical thus far for UVA. Sing-Sank, like I said earlier in the game, she's up on her toes now, as opposed to maybe rocking back a little bit earlier this morning.
Yeah, it definitely seems like she prefers to be the aggressor and initiate, and that's been very prevalent from the opening serve.
16-4. Era of inevitability to this match for a while, this game, I should say, within our semifinal number 2 match. David Beeger back out in men's doubles for Virginia following women's doubles match. 5-16 the score. (17-6), and again, both of these women from Florida accomplished players, both pickleball and tennis. Sometimes the game gets off on the wrong foot, and then it seems like they're doing everything right and you can't do anything right, and that's kind of the way this match has flowed thus far. Point being, I watched Florida yesterday, and both of these women from the Gators, not thus far, showcased their finest pickleball.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Certainly not what we're used to seeing in terms of yesterday's action that we saw, or what these players are used to experiencing. If you read their bios and you see the success that they've had, that this does not speak to who they actually are in the game that they actually can play.
And UVA has that confidence with them. The defending champs, and they just came back from a tournament a week ago in San Diego where they got third behind the strong Utah schools.
Now Florida showcasing a couple of strong points, and again, they'll pick up that confidence for when we get to the mixed doubles.
Yeah. Yeah. Again,
not to say 18-9 is insurmountable.
But there is more to be played. You can't just rest at this point and, like you said before, mentally switch off. You're going to have to play some more.
Great shot that time. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the more aggressive Falthado Font that we saw yesterday. Back to 10-18. 11-18. Like I said, not insurmountable.
Yeah.
Particularly in rally scoring.
Gosh, and that's what you need so much in pickleball, just to get a little bit of a run go your way. Like, oh, actually, I play this sport pretty well.
Sing Sang trying to snuff out that run. And cannot do so. Step in from Martina Sunston.
Great balance as a teammate there with Font getting to all those tough balls and then Sunston able to put it away.
Sunston played tennis in high school, wasn't focusing on athletics in college until pickleball came along. Also enjoys painting, drawing, an artist, loves to travel. That was wide, so
Here we go.
look out for the Florida Gators. And Virginia, seemingly a foregone conclusion, will take the timeout. We will stay here, however, continue to look back on what was a mild upset, I will say, in semifinal number 1. The Clemson Tigers knocking out the North Carolina Tar Heels. So we'll get Clemson against the winner of this match. And now you can see it. They're standing right in front of us conversing. The two women of Florida, Martina Sunston and Laura Falthado Font. And you can just see they're smiling. They're upbeat now. Even if they don't complete this comeback, which they still can, of course, in women's doubles, this is going to help incrementally in mixed doubles.
And I would imagine it would even help the guys in terms of overall team atmosphere, team environment that you're surrounding yourself with or coming onto the floor after your ladies just did a bang-up job, even if they don't win it. So from that perspective, I think it's good for the entire team that they've been able to find something here.
Indeed they have, and now out of the timeout, they'll serve 13-18. Zachy Horwitz, the male players, Andres Tardio. We will see in action next. There is what Virginia needed out of the timeout. So they let it go as long as they felt they could, then took that timeout, and they gather in point 19. Florida made him hit about 5 more, and they hit them all well. It's a game point.
That was fantastic all the way around in terms of placement and strategy. UVA coming out ahead.
Orlais Sing-Sang will gather in women's doubles for Virginia. So the top-seeded Hoos have game 1 of this 4-game methodology in our second semifinal. Virginia 1-0 on Florida. Men's doubles on deck from Performance Pickleball RVA. It is the DUPR Collegiate Virginia Super Regionals. Winner of this match will meet the Clemson Tigers.
At UFOS, we don't make footwear. We make shock absorbers, fatigue fighters, mobility maximizers. This is the science of active recovery. Revolutionary UFOM technology absorbs impact and reduces pressure. It's the foundation of every pair of UFOS and the key to recovering faster. This is not a shoe. This is UFOS Active Recovery. Activate your recovery with UFOS.
What's your DUPR?
Yo, I gotta try that paddle. Here you go.
Play with style. Play with Quantum by Gamma Pickleball.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
John Laser, Derek Craig, Joe Hutzler back with you as you look at Skechers Pickleball, Stadium Court 2 inside what we consider pickleball paradise here in Richmond, Virginia. Performance Pickleball RVA. Women's doubles goes to the Virginia Cavaliers, and now men's doubles as we say hello once again, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We'll get our second look at David Beeger and Brian Song. And Joe, they were impressive as always in getting to the quarterfinals, and then they were poised in helping the Virginia Cavaliers get to this semifinal situation. We saw the women kind of have their way in game one. What do you expect in here in men's doubles?
Well, I think you're going to see a lot more of the same when it comes to UVA and their ability to stay poised and be accurate. But you also will see more power. I mean, Beeger and Song are both extremely good at keeping the ball in play with power. It's going to be a tall task for Florida. But again, I think UVA's got the advantage, but so far today, when on paper, with the exception of the last game we just watched, the team on paper that has the advantage doesn't always go that way. So stay tuned.
They do have the advantage, though, Derek Craig. And like I said, we know Beeger and Song. We've seen them in competition many, many times. We have not in terms of Zachy Horwitz and Andres Tardio. They're phenomenal players in their own right, but like you say, not generally the top duo for the Gators, and not generally in these types of situations with a big crowd on the big stage and the broadcast and all of that. How do you expect they'll handle it?
I think they'll do great. Clearly, they've had success throughout the entire weekend. Tardio, actually the brother of Gabe Tardio, so, he has that professional, blood in him. And actually, I think this is the first time David and Brian are actually playing together in a tournament. David usually plays with Connor Burns from UVA, and I think they're making a change. And Brian, it just speaks to their depth. Like, they have so many people to pick from.
Virginia,
so here we
that
go.
is Brian Song serving to get us started. Virginia was about to say the matching navy jerseys. That is Tardio in the orange shirt for Florida. Derek was just referencing. Good pace to the first point here. Tardio says, no, I'm going to handle this stage like this. Bang.
That long reach across the middle, that's hard to get a ball through. Good work by Tardio to take advantage.
Tardio originally from Bolivia, native of Bolivia. He's a junior down in Gainesville, food and resource economics major. Virginia levels us up at 1 apiece early on in men's doubles. Virginia now with the 2-1 advantage. Really liked what I saw. Hadn't seen Brian Song play in person. I'd seen him a bit in some highlight clips before this weekend. Caught him a little bit yesterday, but not full match. And Derek, you've seen him probably much more than I have. He just seems very steady alongside.
Yes, he was a big tennis player.
And a 4-point run for the top-seeded Cavaliers.
It's so easy to say this, but it is true. You cannot afford to give away points. You're already down this much to begin with. You're down on paper as well. So something like that could be a good spark that just happened a moment ago.
That's how you end the run, as Zachy Horwitz does. Well, Zachy lived my childhood dream. He grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, not quite as north as where I did in Minneapolis. And then at some point, his parents said, you know what, we're moving to Ponte Vedra, Florida. I waited for that day forever. It never came for me. But he's been in Florida ever since. Just a freshman, technically, but a junior in standing due to his academic background. So he got after it academically before even getting to Gainesville.
You did move south, though, so you got, kind of went that direction.
I did, but it was the first time I had the choice. Once
Okay.
I got to college, he got to do it when he was 9.
Understood.
7-2, the lead for Virginia. But no, Horwitz, really impressive young person. Plays piano. He's a producer of music. He's the oldest of 10 kids, and he has his own business, all at the age of 18. And you saw the look right there from Horwitz, guys. Tardio, he's like, you know what? These guys are mortal. We can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crucial that you see those balls go in for you so that you can continue to build on confidence.
A loose shot from Tardio, and he knew it. He was the first one.
At the same time, you can't let one shot deflate all the good things that you've been able to find to this point either. It's still a long way to go.
And again, a younger tandem, freshman and a junior. Nice dig from David Beeger. And made him hit one more, and it sailed. Yeah, heard someone shout great resets, and they are certainly correct. Beeger had 2 of them in that exchange.
Such a huge part of the game that doesn't always get flagged as a priority, but man, it can go a long way between you being out in the first 3 games of your tournament or going all the way to goal.
Change of direction on that inside out shot from Brian Song.
If Florida's not playing bad right now, UVA just isn't missing anything.
And sometimes you have to acknowledge that. You know what? They're not going to make everything forever. Let's not dramatically change what we're doing. Then again, UVA didn't win the national championship by missing 2
Great
games.
shot.
That was an awesome shot from Horwitz. 4-10 coming back to Florida. Change ends if Virginia on their next point.
One at a time. Great drop.
Back to back. Great shot from Horwitz, followed by a great shot from Tardio, and it is 6-10. Oh, too good from Song. Should have been in a defensive posture, never was. And Virginia will switch ends with an 11-6 advantage. Horwitz and Tardio playing well, but Song and Beeger a little bit better. And they have that 5-point edge in men's doubles semifinal number 2. Rolling along from PPB RVA.
At UFOS, we don't make footwear. We make shock absorbers, fatigue fighters, mobility maximizers. This is the science of active recovery. Revolutionary UFOM technology absorbs impact and reduces pressure. It's the foundation of every pair of UFOS and the key to recovering faster. This is not a shoe. This is UFOS Active Recovery. Activate your recovery with UFOS.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
Cavaliers bouncing with confidence as they will serve off an 11-6 lead. David Beeger does the honors. And when you get down, you get a little frustrated, you get a little bit more aggressive than you need to be.
Yeah, a couple swings through the air after that just to remind himself it should be this way. I should hold it this way.
Oh, that's how you should hold it.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That was like he made an adjustment with his ball machine. Let me feel good for a second. You just pop one up.
Now here's something that's incredible. Andres Tardio let us know that he started playing tennis when he was 4. He gave it up when he was 14 to get into other activities, as that one came up into the eye line of Horwitz. It's the greatest pickleball achievement. He said, this is my first tournament, so just by traveling here, it's my greatest pickleball achievement. So that's pretty darn impressive to be playing as well as he is in the semifinals against one of, if not, the top teams in the country.
That's great. Heck yeah.
So he's doing pretty good for his first tournament.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. As is his partner, Zachy Horwitz. And again, these guys are going to have at least a couple years together should they want them.
Beautiful get.
Now that was out of the corner. I think Beeger thought that point was over. As did Tardio there. Oh, wow. What a shot. Beeger coming right over to our broadcast location and slicing that one around the post.
Oh, my goodness. I could only dream of something that sweet.
That backhand roll, David keeps in the toolbox, brings it out here for the first time, and a commanding lead gets a little larger for Virginia. Again, the Cavaliers took women's doubles, trying to double it up with men's doubles. 16-8, the advantage.
And Beeger's making a good highlight reel for his paddle sponsor, Gearbox. Most of the UVA players with that Pro XR, but Orle Singsank and David Beeger getting the nod from Gearbox.
Yeah, it's crazy with that NIL extending into pickleball. Pro XR sponsor relationship for Virginia. Got the shoe deal as well with Head. You win, you tend to make a lot of friends.
It usually, puts you on the right radar for sure.
Virginia, of course, your defending national champion, playing like it thus far in the second semifinal.
Yeah, watching both the women's and the men's now, it just seems so clinical in what they've been able to do so far.
Oh, what a gift from Brian Song, and it pays off. Oh, man. Somehow snuck that one out of his right shoe. Is there ever a time, Derek, in your level of play where you give up on a point? Doesn't seem like it.
Never.
There is in my game.
Self-preservation.
Great shot by Song. Like I said, I've seen a lot more of David Beeger. I've actually played with David before. Really impressed with what I'm seeing from Brian Song. Seems to understand, Derek, the change of direction of the ball and how impactful that can be.
Yeah. I played with David for a couple years now, and he used to just hit everything hard, just bang, but he really grew to learn the game. Now he can use his spin, his soft game, and he's become just a really good player. And Brian, also a very new player, just learning his role, learning how to play, and he's doing great.
David Beeger hit that attempted drop shot and then just looked over sheepishly at Lorelei Singsank. As if to say, what was that? Second opportunity to close out. Men's doubles take a 2-0 lead here in our second semifinal. Again, Clemson Tigers resting up after they prevailed in a dream breaker to knock out the North Carolina Tar Heels. Our first semifinal. It's been interesting. A number of our members here at Performance have been coming over as spectators, falling in love with the college game, and also liking the rally scoring, the MLP format. You know, you don't usually see that, of course. Rec play.
It adds something extra too, rally scoring with, a younger crowd of player that wants to go fast. That just it brings a different level of entertainment value to it. I really like it.
Good defense.
It was a great shot by Horowitz, though, that opened it up for Tardio. 4 shots prior in that sequence.
I would want to do the same thing if I had a teammate with that kind of reach. Do whatever I can to open up for him.
Soft game only for so long for David Beeger.
It's always nice you can lean back on the speed up that Beeger has.
Yeah, the score freezing model, though. Florida's crept back in it a little bit here. Beeger doesn't want to mess around any longer. There's the 2 games to none lead for your defending national champion Virginia Cavaliers. They take women's doubles, they take men's doubles, and after this timeout, they'll try to take their way to the championship round where they would meet the Clemson Tigers. Strong showing thus far for the Hoos.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
At UFOS, we don't make footwear. We make shock absorbers, fatigue fighters, mobility maximizers. This is the science of active recovery. Revolutionary UFOM technology absorbs impact and reduces pressure. It's the foundation of every pair of UFOS and the key to recovering faster. This is not a shoe. This is UFOS Active Recovery. Activate your recovery with UFOS.
What's your DUPR?
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
Check out these new Gamma paddles. Yo, I gotta try that paddle. Here you go.
Play with style. Play with Quantum by Gamma Pickleball.
UVA top seed and playing like it thus far in our second semifinal as we get set for mixed doubles game one, which could be the only mixed doubles game that we see if Virginia continues to play as exceptionally as they have. John Laser, Derek Crage, former captain and founder of Virginia Tech Pickleball, now sponsored pro player from Performance Pickleball, RVA, soon to be a married man as well, along with Joe Hunter. You guys share that in common, by the way. Both of you guys are walking down the aisle here a couple months.
You too.
Congratulations to both of you. Once again, congratulations to Craig Keaton of VPM on his retirement. Dan Tierney now running the good ship VPM in this broadcast. We appreciate DUPR for giving us this opportunity. What an outstanding job. Jacob Smith, the director of Collegiate Pickleball, and his team, Johnny Carmichael, Hunter Iono, and all the rest have done. And here we are, Virginia. Derek, as you mentioned at the outset, the more pedigreed team expected to win those first two games, and they did. They'll go a little bit inexperienced here, though, in mixed doubles with that decided advantage. Brian Song will play alongside Natalie Kim, who we have not yet seen on the broadcast, as they will be matched up against Tardio on the other side for Florida and Faltedo Font.
Yeah, I expect this to be an even matchup. What a lot of teams do when they're up 2-0 and they have the mix advantage, they put their best mix against their worst mix, just so you know you get that third game, so you don't have to do a dream breaker. Whereas if it's 1-1, you want to put best against best, worst against worst, so that you have the chance to go 3-1.
Natalie Kim somehow coaxed that to the back corner, and she was as surprised as anyone based upon that expression. Looks over at her dad, who I was chatting with yesterday, and said, "Hey, thanks."
Heck yeah.
Nice shot there down the line from Font.
Song and Kim, they've played a lot together. This has been a normal pairing that we've seen. But, Derek, I'm interested in the fact that Kim didn't play in women. So in terms of how this is structured, obviously we've seen most teams just bring 4, but UVA's got 5 with 3 different women. How does that work? How is that allowed, I guess?
Yeah, it's like what we were talking about earlier. Some women are better at women's doubles and some are better at mixed. So I think UVA's reasoning is that they like Vivian and Lorelei together. I think they complement each other well.
Oh, what a get from Song. And it led to an aggressive push there from Tardio. Sorry.
Also, Brian and Natalie played club tennis together, so they have a good relationship going.
So it goes back further. Okay.
Yeah.
Playing with a great familiarity thus far, Song and Kim.
And you could actually have 6 people on your team, 3 guys, 3 girls.
Make substitutions before the mixed doubles matches if you'd like. We've seen some phenomenal shots this weekend. That's the best I've seen yet.
We'll see. Florida called it out. Yeah.
Well, Kim had that view down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And they appeal to the referee, Ben Davis. And Font. Okay, called it out. Well, it was still a phenomenal shot regardless. Somebody who painted the lines here painted them in the wrong spot. That was clearly out. So Virginia does pick up that 4th point they thought they had previously and will serve leading 4-2. Again, Brian Song trying to serve there, but on the even. He's got the right side server, 4-2. Again, for those watching Collegiate Pickleball, rally scoring for the first time. Notice players don't change sides like they do in traditional scoring. A lot of players like that because they're stronger on one side or the other. Made this reference during the Town Bank College Cup, but never played it but would like to. Strongly prefer the left side. Derek, you play the right side when you play with Tim Cass, right?
Yeah.
You prefer that side, or is it just the way the pairing works out the best?
Both. I feel like my counters are really good, and I'm not as aggressive player as Tim. So on the left side, you really want a player that puts pressure, finish points. Without a tennis background and being 5'7", it gets very tough.
I was going to say, the height, the length does play a factor. That's one of the reasons I like playing the left side is because I have a 6'5" wingspan, and you can reach a lot of things in the middle.
Makes so much sense strategically for you and your partner.
It's interesting, too, about pickleball at the lower level. We're watching high-level pickleball here between Virginia and Florida. And now we have an even game 3 at 5 apiece. This was interesting to me. Your forehand is always kind of the more natural stroke in tennis or in your ground strokes. But with dinking, the backhand is actually a much easier motion to master. And for me, on the left side, I've mastered that, spent no time working on the forehand, unless I'd much prefer to be over on the left.
It all comes together now, yeah.
Not just me. I'm saying that. I think it's a lot of players.
It is a lot of people. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Because dinking's all about keeping the ball low, and it's a lot easier to do that with backspin. And your backhand just naturally gives you that backspin that you want, whereas the forehand, you kind of have to force it.
Okay.
That's what makes it tougher.
Florida hanging in here, 6 apiece in mixed doubles game 1. Tape got the best of Kim there.
It just throws your rhythm off just a little bit as you start to move to the side and get that forehand ready.
Nothing getting the best of Kim there.
Nope. And we talked about this earlier, or maybe even the last broadcast too. Kim with that backhand, when she's able to rip into it, is so tough to respond.
Caught one of our cross beams.
Should be playing outside.
Now I see all these people. How tall are those? Not tall enough? Oh my gosh. Plenty tall enough.
Bottom line was that ball got to the other side and Tardio was going to flatten it.
That's true.
Yeah.
He was ready for it.
Brian Song was waiting for that for a couple of sequences and finally found it.
Yeah, I've played here a lot, and I've noticed the roof has really never become a problem. It looks like it when you walk in here, but balls really just don't get that high.
18.5 feet. Right at the perfect height for Brian Song. Virginia has the lead back. I've actually noticed playing in here, and we've discussed this previously, it's easier to lob because it gives you a depth perception that you don't have outside. I'm not sure all players would feel that way, but for me,
that's true.
I have a tendency outside to hit that lob too high, thinking I need to hoist it up over the top of people, and all that does is give them time to get back underneath it.
If it hits the roof, it's usually the desperate lobs that are just trying to get you back in the point.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's why it's not just a house rule here, performance in inside pickleball. It is a rule. Hits the roof, it is out. Can't in indoor pickleball have the option to just, I'm in trouble, and just flail it up into the roof.
Yeah, replay. Nah.
But I do get that question a lot, despite the obvious nature of the answer.
Interesting. Still a growing sport, right? That's what we'll chalk that up to.
Song goes up to get that. Oh, just wide from Tardio Andres. Again, playing in his first tournament and playing remarkably well for the Florida Gators.
He looks so much more confident and comfortable in this mixed doubles, versus the men's doubles.
Yeah, comes over perfect time. And he'll take Florida to 11 first on the changeover. So the Gators have an 11-10 lead, mixed doubles game 1. Virginia, however, has a 2-0 lead in the overall match score. We'll take a timeout from semifinal number 2. Right back to Performance Pickleball RVA in a moment.
People don't play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
And doing a fine job of it in our first mixed doubles game. Tardio stepped in once again. Song didn't really have a choice. That was a reflexive shot there. Tardio, Joe, I think you were discussing it prior to that break there. Much more aggressive, but also in control with that aggression here in mixed doubles.
Yeah, we saw a lot of aggressive shots in the men's doubles, but they were long or they were staying up too much, and UVA was able to hit it easily for a winner. So this has changed a lot, and the complexion of this match potentially could change if they're able to win this game.
Song in the middle of that hit a pour by his standard shot, but he has the skills to back him way out of it. Mistake from Brian Song.
Yeah, he's going to know it immediately, too, not to backpedal on that. Instead, stay up.
If you do backpedal, just reset it. Try to get back to the kitchen.
Overswing from Natalie Kim. So this Florida tandem of Font and Tardio leading 14-12. Right on the baseline on that serve from Font. Tape kind to the Florida Gators.
What a lob.
Speaking of lobs,
Wow.
Natalie Kim to the back corner.
Great idea, honestly, with things not trending your way. Why not change it up and get the Gators on their heels? And that's exactly what happened. Smart.
13-15 is the score. Great job of Kim getting behind. And couldn't find the corner. Kim has been so very close to two just remarkable shots.
Yeah. That one's a matter of perspective, too, because I'm sitting on this side of the line and looked in, but from Tardio and Font's perspective, I'm sure it was out.
Well, Virginia takes serve back 14-16. They've got Clemson waiting in the wings here, Derek, and they'd love to close it out here and conserve some energy. That will help. Tardio, you can see him motioning with his arm. Got to get over the top.
Definitely still an area for Tardio to work on, is being able to pull those down and hit over top of the ball. He's done a much better job this time around.
Song with the finish off the setup from Natalie Kim.
I think Clemson's hoping for Florida to win both these mix and then a long dream breaker.
Yeah, exactly.
That whoever wins is exhausted.
Great touch by Song, man.
I said close to a couple of marvelous shots. She found one.
Yeah, for sure. And I go back to Song being able to reset that ball, drop it in. They can get to the kitchen and be in control again. Phenomenal point for the Cavaliers.
And she hit that right in the direction of her parents, who were loving it. Sitting on the rail over there.
That's for you, Mom and Dad.
Way to take that.
And here comes Virginia. 18-16 for the Cavaliers. Again, a Virginia win in this game ends this match. It would be Virginia and Clemson for the Virginia Super Regional title. Great shot there from Kim. Played back by Font. Again, hit that great reset. A little bit slow getting behind it. Had to try to double it up. Couldn't do it. Oh, that was a tremendous shot. We talked about defense with strategy. That was that. From
Yes,
Natalie
it
Kim.
was, man. Yes, it was. That was impressive.
When the guy is being aggressive, the best shot is just to hit it behind him, just like what Natalie just did.
Tardio nearly foot faulted there, but did not. He backed off the line, realized he couldn't take it on the air, and ultimately won the point. 18-19. Great playing from Falfedo Font.
Got some life here on Skechers Stadium Court, too. I love it.
Massive point here for both teams. 19-all. Oh. Yeah, there's that desperation strike of the ceiling. That would have been long anyway.
Yep.
2019 again. Got to win on your serve. Here's the first chance for either team. Comes for the Hoos.
That's it.
Who's in the title game? Virginia is in the title game, where they'll take on the Clemson Tigers. Strong showing from the Florida Gators, minus their top male team here in Richmond at the Virginia Super Regional. They advance to the semifinal, acclimate themselves nicely, but it'll be the top seed. Virginia moving on to face Clemson. Derek, you predicted accurately that it was going to be back and forth in our first semifinal, and that you felt Virginia kind of had the leg up in the second semifinal. That's exactly what played out. Preview for us very quickly, Clemson and Virginia.
I think it'll go back and forth, just like the semifinal they played against UNC. Coming into this tournament, I think people knew UVA, Clemson, UNC were really the top three, and any matchup between those three will be very close.
It'll be Virginia and Clemson for the Virginia Super Regional title. That championship match is coming your way next. From Pickleball Paradise here in Richmond, Virginia, Performance Pickleball RVA down to the last two here in the RVA.